Visalakshi garu మీరు కంటిన్యూ చేయండి.
కంటిన్యూ చేయనా స్టార్టింగ్ నుంచి చెప్పనా?
స్టార్టింగ్ నుంచి చెప్తే నయం అనుకుంటా.
అవును, ఇప్పుడైనా డిస్కనెక్ట్ అవ్వకుండా ఉంటే బాగుంటుంది. ఇవాళ 4-5 టైమ్స్ అయింది, ఇప్పటికి ఏంటో ప్రాబ్లం తెలియదు.
చూద్దాంలేండి అదే. ఓకే, క్యారీ ఆన్.
ఓకే. ఓం శ్రీ మహాగణాధిపతయే నమో నమః. టుడే we are discussing about vivaha samskara and antyeshti samskara, and after completing these two we will be completing Shodasa samskaras. This vivaha samskara is considered to be the best among all Shodasa samskaras because due to this vivaha bandha, the boy and girl, they enter into grihasthasrama, by which they become eligible to do srauta, smarta, yajnas and all karyakramas related to pitrudevatas and devatas, doing all yajnas and all. So this is very auspicious bandha which is praised by, that is this dampatya anubandha is praised in a very wonderful manner by Bhavaputi Mahakavi in Uttarama Charitra while speaking about Sita Rama's dampatya bandha. So that is the greatness of our dampati. Dampati is only single word, but dampati means jayacha patihicha dampati, that is wife and husband together is called as dampati. So this dampatya bandha in our, according to our Sanatana Dharma, is not related only to girl and a boy, but it is the relation between two dynasties, two families, and it is very auspicious bandha, this, by which people enter into grihasthasrama, and grihastha people, grihasthas, they take care of all the people of three ashramas, brahmacharya, vanaprastha and sannyasa ashramas. So this vivaha samskara is very important one, which leads us to get moksha ultimately. So out of all these Shodasa samskaras, our Sanatana Dharma says that when one gets this married done to him, then only he becomes eligible completely to achieve all four purusharthas. So this kama purushartha is connected with dharma purushartha. After this marriage, the grihastha, brahmacharya ashrama, of course, then dharma purushartha is achieved, and after brahmacharya they enter into grihasthasrama, then sannyasasrama, and vanaprasthasrama, and then sannyasasrama. So through these four ashramas, people have to travel. So this grihasthasrama is important because it takes care of others. So deva yajnas and all can be done along with the dharma patni only. Patyurno yajna samyogi says, that is when dharma patni is there, then only we can do all daiva karyas and dharma pitru karyas also. Gautama Maharshi called this vivaha samskara as sahatharmacharini vrata. So the importance of vivaha samskara is spoken in Manusmruti as dharathinas tatha swargaha pitrunam atmanascha ha. It is in the hands of wife that the forefathers attain meritorious lokas, because unless she cooperates, the husband, he cannot do anything, cannot perform any rites. Even Ichanaymitika karmas also should be done by man with the cooperation of his dharma patni only. So this marriage, though celebrated only once in life, yet it is called as nitya karma, because it makes them obtain the power to practice Nityanaymitika karmas every day. So there are so many relationships to a man in this world, yet Mata, Pita, Putra Sambandha is the first and best one, and after that the bond of Patni, wife and husband, is the most sacred, pious and inseparable bandha as that of parents. So actually what is meant by vivaha Why do we call the girl and boy as Vathu and Vara? There are significant meanings among them. And how is the marriage samskara to be performed? In what manner the priest and parents do this samskara to a boy and girl with the chanting of mantras? What is the meaning of all those mantras, and what are the antararthas of the vivaha mantras? And how the marriage bond is created between them in front of with Agni Sakshi and in front of all the gods, in the presence of all the gods, Pitru Devatas, then human beings, relatives, friends, and all. And what sort of vows they are taking mutually. So all these are to be known. People, even before getting married, then only they can understand the sanctity of the marriage, and then the marriage bandha becomes more happiest bandha to them. So the word vivaha, we say, it is formed from the root vaha prapane, with the upasarga vi. Vahayati prapayati iti vivahaha. Vi means visesha. Vaha means to carry, to bear. Vahati, we say. So vivaha is that which makes to obtain wife for maintaining the duties of grihasthasrama dharmas, household duties. According to Shastra, there are 8 methods of marriages, and among them we are following Brahmi Vivaha, we can say. There are 8, of course, I'm not mentioning the names now due to lack of time. The Brahmi Vivaha, in this, the decorated bride will be offered to the virtuous bridegroom with water, pouring the water. That is Dana, Kanya Dana, we say. So this Kanya Dana, Kanya Datas, by doing this Kanya Dana, Kanya Datas family dynasty, and 10 generations prior to him, 10 generations later to him. So total 21 generations people, Taramulavaru, as we say, will be crossed, Taristaru, as we say. So they get liberated by performing this marriage ceremony, by doing Kanyadana. So the Upanayana Samskara and Vivaha Samskara, both should be performed according to Shastra, with sincere belief and shraddha in them. If they are not conducted properly according to Shastra, the aim with which we are doing, we will not get perfectly. So our Sanatana Dharma should be protected by following all the rituals properly, doing all Shodasa Samskaras. A house, a society, or the nation will get enriched depending upon the character of women. So women should be virtuous and possess, they should possess all good traits spoken in Shastras. So they must think properly the way how they have to think and work properly. They should behave with the concern that they are the girls. In our Telugu, we say Aada Pillalu, that is, they belong to that family, though born here in mother's father's family. So they should always consider the in-laws family after marriage to be their family. That is the most important point which all girls have to follow. And by nature, the women possess so many very good qualities: modesty, bashfulness, endurance, loving nature, capacity, capability in doing all household work, taking care of husband, children, or other members, smiling face, purity, delicacy in behavior, regard to elders and all. So all these they possess. And besides that, the girl must consider her husband to be everything to her. So she must regard love and have devotion for husband. That Shraddha in the honor of family, that is very important. Kutumba Gaurava, she should always keep. In-laws family, her Kutumba. So all these are very important, which the girl should be brought up in such a manner since childhood. So if wife is virtuous, she can mold everybody as virtuous and noble. So normally the girl possesses after marriage, she gets Stritva, then Satitva. Then when they get children, she gets Matrutva. Thus the husband also he becomes, after marriage, he becomes Bharta, one who bears the burden of his wife and the family also. And he he gets Bhartrutva. That is his duty. So the girls and boys, they should know the importance and significance of the meanings of all the mantras, the what all processes are there in performing this marriage, and the meanings behind them. Then they will know the sanctity of it and live accordingly. If a girl is, that is the wife, is very arrogant and egoistic or selfish person, then Kuparyaya Jivitam Nashtam, they say. Strishu Dushtasu Varshneya Jayate Varnasankaraha, said Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita also. So the Kutumba Gaurava, or happiness of family, society and nation also depends upon the girl, because if a boy, the husband, suppose is not, that may be losing the right track, then the wife can bring him back and she can mold him properly. But if a girl is not in the right track, nobody can do anything. So our Apastamba Gruhya Sutra say that we must select virtuous and worthy bride and also bridegroom. Both of them, the parents of both, should take care before selecting. Because suppose the children, if the boys, we can say, suppose the son, if his wife is not cooperating, he cannot do anything, any religious, not only religious works, he cannot take care of even parents also. Anyatra avinayam kuryan pitrupyam varyate sutaha tayoreva avinitasya ko bhaved vinivarakaha, says in Mimamsa Tantra Vartika. So children should develop virtues by birth and also by taking care of them by mother, father, teachers, elders and all. So it is said, no matter how hard we try, marriages are made in heaven, we say, yet marriages will be decided according to the results of our deeds and depth, we say, according to our Purva Janma Sanchita Karma Vasanas, Runanubantha Rupena Pasupatni Sutalaya. Even then, here our efforts we must do. We must take care of. And even though we are trying to get something, if anything happens, whatever is given by God, we must accept that, because we are befitting only to that, and with that, with adjustment, cooperation, having mutual love on each other, any couple can lead very happy life. And if they know the meanings of Veda mantras recited at the time of marriage, the promises they are doing, they will definitely live long happily throughout the life without any sort of fightings or without any sort of hesitations. So we must know the meanings and incidents, the important incidents, we must say, because there are so many other points which say that we must select such a type of girl, such a type of boy and all. Bandhusila Lakshana Sampannam Srutavan Arogavan iti Varam Vara Sampat, we say. Thus, similarly for girls, Bandhusila Lakshana Sampannam Arogam Upayacheta, like that. They said there are so many points how to seek. Then, if the girl's parents, they must see the virtues and good qualities of the bridegroom. Otherwise, if the vara is virtuous, even though money is not there, they can live very happily. Nacha gunahinaya karhichit, says the Shastra. One should never give their daughter's hand to such a person who is not virtuous or who is having vices, even though money is there. Now, Apastamba Gruhya Sutras, they are giving so many such points to us. And if we go through them, we can know. And while seeing the matches, Sagotra, Sapinda, Samana, Prevara, girls or boys, they should not be get married, because they the relation between them is of brothers and sisters. So Avipluta brahmacharyo lakshanyam striyam udvahet. Like that, so many other mantras and slokas are there. Asyam yo putra jayate same putra bhavet, says the father of the girl if the girl's father does not have male children. So Shastra says that while seeking the matches, the girl must have a brother, at least either younger or elder. So such type of, so Brahma Praja Sampatyartham Striyam Udvahe, says the Vara. That is, I am accepting this girl as my wife for the sake of getting the most glorious Aishwarya, the Santana, getting children to keep up the progeny lineage. So a person has to do marriage for sake of getting children, by which they become free from 3 runas, mostly Pitru runa. A man should do Agnikarya every day with the fire he worships on Upanayana day. Now, with the fire he acquires at the time of marriage, he has to do all Srartha karmas and all other karmas. And that fire will remain with him throughout his life. And enkindling from that fire, he has to do all Agnya Upasana, etc. And then all so many other homas, then Yajna Yagadi Kratus and all they do, and Agni Arathana also the Gruhastha has to do. Now at the time of celebrating this marriage, they have to, that is this boy mostly, the Vara, has to do all Prathana Pravesha Homa, Stalipaka, Agnya Upasanam, Vivaha Diksha, Diksha Visarjana, etc. Sesha Homas and all. Certain more for boys and then both for girls and boys sides. So as per Shastra, they have to do. So a good Vara should marry a Vardi Vathu, by which Devendra becomes very much pleased and all gods bless the couple. Because when this boy becomes a Gruhastha, he will perform Yajna Yagadi Kratus and offer oblations, Somarasa, that they are doing all Havis and all. So all that is the food for gods. So they take care of this marriage couple also, as long as they are behaving in the dharmika way. Ekagni Kanda says that Samaryama Samphago Noniniya Sanjaspatya Suyama Mastu Deva, like that. So many other mantras, Aryama, Pagadeva, then Agni Deva, they and wind god and all other gods, they become very happy and bless the newly married couple when the marriage is taking place. They bless them. Agni Deva especially blesses them to live with a happy married life and get children, progeny also. He gives so many boons because till the marriage time he is taking care of this girl, and it is fire god who is actually handing over the girl's hand to the Vara, though it appears as if mother and father of girl are performing. All these gods, they mutually take consent when the match is fixed. This is known by mantra of Taitriya Brahmana. Dadami iti Agnir Vadati. Agnideva says, I will hand over this girl to this boy's hand. Then Tatha iti Vayurahatat. Vayudeva says yes. Hanteti Satyam Chandrama. Even moon god says yes. Adityaha Satyam Om iti. Apaha, even Aditya, sun god also says, yes, you do. Then Apaha, Tat Satyam Abharat, even water, Jalati Devata also says, yes, this marriage should be performed. So thus, with the concern and acceptance of the gods, we are performing this marriage, and the girl and boy, they must have this knowledge, awareness. So first Agnihotra and then preceding all these gods. So if a girl baby is born, the parents become very happy and carefully they nourish the baby. But actually it is the gods who are taking care of that girl, says the Shastra. They are protecting her. Somaha Adadat Gandharvaya, Soma, the moon. First, when the child is born, Soma, the moon takes care of that baby. That is why small children, infants, they look very handsome, very attractive, very beautiful and all. So this Soma hands over to Gandharvaya, Gandharva. Gandharvas are very beautiful and they sing very excellently. Gandharva Gana, we say. So during that age, Gandharva gives attraction to the girls and also makes them perfect in fine arts. Then Gandharvaha Adadat Agnaye. Then Gandharva, after certain years, then he hands over the responsibility of the girls to Agnideva. Then Rayimcha Putranscha Adad Agnir Mahyamato Imam. Then at the time of marriage, Agnideva, along with the water, hands, that is Jaladevata, hands over this girl. So this is all the procedure, how the gods are involved and in our marriage system and they are taking care of. So many other points also are there. Then actually at the time of Upanayana, the Brahmachari prayed Agnihotra. Supraja Phuyasam Suviro Viraihi Please, all of you mute yourselves, don't disturb. Then he prayed Agnideva to give him all these in future. Agnideva accepts his prayer at that time. So whenever he needs whatever, that he is giving him, this boy. So now he gave a kanya to him to get married. So a commentator by name Haradatta said that the Vara praised Agnideva as Yatha Gruhasto Bhavani Tatha Suprajaya Phuyasam. Just as I became a householder, similarly, please favor me with good children, progeny, Sat Santana, because to keep up the family and Pitru Runa is important. So the foremost purpose is of marriage is getting children and Pitru, becoming free from Pitru Runa. Prajaye Gruhametinam, we already said several times. Now, Vara is called as Vara. Vara actually means Sreshta, the best. In those days, at that time, to that girl, this boy was selected as the best by all the relatives, parents, and then even by gods. So he is called as Vara. Then she is called as Vathu because Uhyate Putrena iti Vathu. She is called as Vathu because her burden is borne by her husband and also because she gets Santana after marriage. So in our Sanatana Dharma, this marriage samskara is not just a function, it is a sort of kratu. So that significance we must always keep in mind. Then for all Bharatiyas, we consider Sri Ramachandra as the ideal husband and Sita Mata. Sri Ramachandra is ideal because of his Eka Patnitva and Sita Mata for her chastity and Pativratya Dharma, and because she follows Chaye Vanugata Tava, says Janaka Maharaja. She always follows her husband like his shadow. So our Sanatana Dharma says actually there is a very good Gita in Sanskrit. Murdapicha Chandanam Asmin Deshe Gramo Grama Siddhavanam Yatracha Bala Devi Swarupa Bala Sarve Sri Rama. So all boys and girls should keep Sita Mata and Sri Ramachandra as ideal and try to develop those qualities in them. So this marriage ceremony, when it starts, then in the beginning itself, they should worship all Kula Devatas. Even before marriage, we invite actually all our Ishta Devatas, Kula Devatas, Trimurtis, Trishaktis, all 33 crores of gods, in fact, and all Pitru Devatas. Then Navagraha Devatas, Dikpala Devatas and all. At the time of celebrating this marriage, all will be present there. Devi Devatas and all. So in front of them, when Vara and Vathu are taking so many promises, how can they violate them? So they have to keep them up. In the Vivaha Samskara of our Sanatana Dharma, there are certain prakriyas done with the mantras, which purify with the divine power, the mantra Shakti. So the relationship between water and fire, Varuna and Agnideva, it is very special. The process of Vivaha itself starts with water in the Kalasha and the flames of fire there in that Vedic altar. So during the wedding, beginning of the Kratu starts with Varuna and Agnidevas. Then Vadhu's hands will be kept in the hands of Vara, and uninterrupted stream of water will be poured from the conch, Shankha, into their hands. Jalam Amrutam, we say water got the power of nectar. And also electricity is generated from the water. Electricity gives a sort of magnetic power and attraction. So water is the conductor of electricity, we know that. So the flow of water causes electricity in the hands of both the girl and boy. Through their hands enters into their bodies and attracting each other mutually, and creates love in them towards each mutually. So pouring of water through the conch, the Shankha, awakens the spiritual energy in them and leads them towards the sadhana and the attainment of apavarga. So this process is to be realized that the marital relationship is not just physical, but it is the spiritual bandha. It is. So in our tradition, this marriage festival, there is a sort of a prakriya which is called as Yuga Chidrapisheka. Uttarena Yajusha Tasyaha Shirasi Darpenvam Nidhaya, like that the mantra goes on. The darpa grass would be should be molded round, like that is called as invam. Invam, a round one, chutta kuduru as it appears. So that invam is very pious because the grass got the capacity to grasp the sun, the capacity of the sun, Saura Shakti. And that will be then keeping that invam on the head of the bride. Then while chanting the mantra, Tasmin Uttaraya Dakshinam Yuga Chidram Pratishtapya, like that there is mantra, they keep a very big wooden log over her head on that invam, and then keep a head that is above the head and make a hole on southern side and pray God Indra with the mantra Khe Rathasya Khe Nasaha Khe Yugasya Shachipate Apalam Indraha Tripurtvi Akarat Surya Varchasam. Like that there is a mantra Apalam Indra Trishvu Prakrunoho Suryatva Suryatvachaha Tvachaha. So like that some mantra. It is said, it is there in Rigveda. It is this mantras, it is there in Ekagni Kanda also, but with a little difference there. So, O Lord Indra, you have sprinkled water 3 times on Apala from the chariot sitting in which you were riding, and you were going somewhere at that time, and made her body very holy, and you purified her and gave luster to her body, and also her mind and spiritual power you gave, and she became equal lustrous as that of sun. So similarly, you please remove the defects of the body of this Vadhu and give her luster equal to sun. So thus such a beautiful, great, powerful Rigveda mantra, they chant and then do this. So by that, that power enters into her body. So thus praying the Vara keeps gold on the whole of that is gold ring, we can say, on the whole of that wooden log, and pours water which falls on the head of the girl, Vadhu. So that invam is there, that log is there, and gold is there, and through the hole it is falling. There is a little story of Apala, but the story I'm not telling now. So she got some disease and that is completely cured, and she became very lustrous by the favor of Devendra because she offered the juice of Somalata. Devendra favored her like that. So Somalata juice is very much like that is called a Somarasa. All the gods, especially Indra, they like Somarasa. So whoever offers Somarasa, Devendra blesses them. So, and also Tejovai Hiranyam we say, and Ayurvai Hiranyam, that is why gold ring is kept there. Then another mantras are there, Shivenatva Chekshusha Pashyantu, and they ask the girl Vathu that please see, and they pray God that you please see her, this girl, with your pleasing sight, favorable sight, so that he can bless this girl also. Thus they are praying for this girl. So this Yuga Chidra Abhisheka mantras got a lot of power. So later they may ask this girl to go and change the dress, because it will be completely water, wet, dry, wet. So then they wear Madhuparka. So with the mantra Uttaraya Yotrena Sannakyati, like that some mantras are there. Then with that mantra, they tie a sort of Yotra bandhana, we say. That is also prepared with darpas only, because darpas are very, very sanctified and holy, and they got spiritual power. So that Yoktra bandhana, uttering certain mantra, Asha, Asana, Saumanasam, etc., they should hold the rope of darpas, and they tie it to the waist, nadumu, as we say, of that girl. The meaning of the mantra is, the girl who is having noble mind, desires to get worthy children, prosperity, beauty, is desired by me as my wife, life partner, says this Vara with Vadhu. So he says that I am tying this Yoktra to bring her towards me to marry her. So thus he ties and then pulls a little. So regarding this Yoktra Bandhana, elders say that both husband and wife, both are like two bulls that pull the bullock cart in the form of samsara. So both are equally important, like two bulls, two wheels, we can say. So both are equal. So this Yoktra Bandhana is the bride, that is this Dharma Patni, accepting to cooperate in the Dharmika karmas done by her husband. So by this Yoktra Bandhana, she accepted to behave as a Dharma Patni. So with her acceptance, he is marrying her. Following her husband in all the works, she has to give her cooperation after marriage. So in Veda Pasha, it is explained as Yatha Vivahe Striyaha Kante Mangalasutram Lingam Tadvat. Just as the Mangalasutra is tied over the neck, like that, even this Yoktra Bandhana also. So that girl who is sanctified by such mantras said in Vivaha Samskaras alone is worthy to be called as Dharma Patni. Without the consent of parents, mothers, father of both the parties, if girl and boy go to somewhere to the some offices and get married, that cannot be considered as marriage, and their children do not have the right to perform the any sort of course, lost rights especially, they cannot do. So, Patyurno Yajna Samyoge, we say, Patni means one who got eligibility to do yajnas along with her husband when married through this process, Agni Sakshi. So, by her, only this Agni Siddhi occurs. So, when the marriage is celebrated, the husband says with his wife, Gurhan Gacha, Gurhapatni Yathaso Vashinitvam Vidathamavadasi. That is, you come to our house as Gurhapatni and encourage to do meritorious deeds. Bring all members under your control with love and concern and respect to elders. Na Gruham Gruhamichyakuhu Gruhini Gruhamuchate, we say. The seeing the Gruhini, one becomes satisfied, and all gods, if the Gruhini is doing according to dharma, then all gods bless them. So the person who got married is called as Gruhastha. So Gruhe Tishtati iti Gruhastaha. So Gruhastha, Gruhini, now both of them, they became equally responsible for maintaining the family, getting children and all. So at the time of marriage, both wife and husband, they took several oaths that they will not trespass each other in karma, artha and kama. Karme charthe cha kame cha nati charami. Karme charthe cha kame cha nati na ati cheritavya, nati cheritavya. That is how both of them do mutually. Another most important event is Kanyadana. So at the time of Kanyadana, while telling the Sankalpa, they seek the blessings of all the gods and then start the procedure. These priests of both the parties. Brahma, Vedapati, Shiva, Pasupati, Suryo, Grahanam Patihi, Shekro, Devapatir, Havir, Hutapatihi, Skandhascha, Sena, Patihi. Like that, so many mantras are there, shlokas are there. I am not reciting because of lack of time. Sarvete Patayaka, Sumeru Sahitaha, Kurvantuvo Mangalam. All of them, all the gods should do good to this couple and all. They bring auspiciousness to them. Thus, in several slokas, they prayed gods. Then later, they do dasha danas. Tyage naikena amritatva manasuhu, says the Upanishad. So, in all our rituals, donations, giving danas, charity is very important and very essential. Whatever work we do, even for simple pujas at home, also we give plenty of danas to those who come to our house. So, those who do any daivakarya, supakarya, Pitrukaryas, every time dravyas they must offer to Brahmins and worthy people and get their blessings. Hiranya Garpa Samputam Savarnam Changuliyakam Sarvapradam Prayachami Prinatu Kamalapati, like that, starting from Vishnudeva. So many gods, there are so many slokas praising all the gods and how they are giving all these things. That is, they pray Gomata, they give so many Suvarna, they donate to Vardi Brahmin to please please Vishnudeva, Sri Mahavishnu. Thus, they donate all these Dashadanas to please all the gods. They give Godana specially. This Gomata is considered to be Samsara Papa Nashini. She removes the sin of this world. And even God of Vishwarupa is very much pleased. So Pudana also we do. And so many danas. Sarvesham Asraya Devi Varakena Samudruta Ananta Sasya Phalada Ata Shantim Prayachame. That is how we have to recite all these. At the time of donating all these danas and all. Thus with such sankalpas, rice, wheat, salt, ghee, sesame seeds, then navathanyas, cloths, so many other objects are to be donated to worthy Brahmins. Now, in the process of Vivaha Karyakrama, the wife and husband perform several yajnas. The power of mantras recited at that time create holiness and sanctity and protection. They pray Garhapatya Agni to bless the Vadhu with Dirgha Saumangalya. That is, longevity should be given to her husband. Then after the marriage, the wife always prays for the protection of her Mangalya, that is safety and healthy and long span of life to her husband. So the fire god also blesses her to get worthy children also along with long life of her husband. So the couple, both of them, they pray and aspire Juloka. Then they pray Vayudeva also. They pray Ashwini Devatas to protect their children when they get the children. So, and also there is Lajala Homa at the time of marriage. In Lajala Homa, the wife and husband, they pray God with Veda mantras to bless them to live long with mutual love and happiness. Later, Vara, the bridegroom, expresses his mind regarding how she should be with him. Then she accepts to behave as he wants her to be. So similarly, the wife expresses her wish as to how her husband should behave with her, and he accepts to that. Thus, both their wishes are as per Shastra. they should not desire all other desires varali, which are not there in given in Shastra. So they both express their will that even they want to follow the footprints of Adarsha. Adarsha Dampatis, ideal couple, then Devatas, Rishi Dampatis, and Sri Sita Rama's Manava Dampatis. So this is the greatness of our Sanatana Dharma. The bridegroom says, Raghavendre yatha Sita vinata Kashyape yatha Pavakecha yatha Swaha Tatha Tvam Mayi Bhartari Sudakshina Dilipecha Vasudevecha Devaki Lopamudra yatha Agastye Tatha Tvam Mayi Bhartari. Like that, so many slokas are there. That is how she should behave with him, just as Rukmini Mata behaved with Sri Krishna, then Lopamudra with Agastya, Sita Mata with Sri Ramachandra, like that Sudakshina followed Dilipa, like that so many couples are mentioned here. And she agrees for all that. Then next most important event is Saptapadi. Sakha Saptapada Bhava. If we talk 7 words or walk 7 steps together, that is considered as the friendship is developed between them. So one becomes a good friend to others by these 7 steps. Here in this marriage, this Saptapadi, while putting each step, there are certain mantras. How the wife and that is this girl and by Vara Vathu, with what sort of desires, aspirations and vows they are becoming one, walking 7 steps together. So Vara wishes 7 desires, wishes, and Vathu accepts. Both these girls and boys, they must remember, they must know the meanings, and all these mantras also. They are said through these mantras. Om Ekamishe Vishnu Swanayatu. Om Dve Urje Vishnu Swanayatu. Om Trini Rayastvosaya Vishnu Swanayatu. Om Chetvari Mayo Bhavaya Vishnu Swanayatu. Om Pancha Pashupyo Vishnu Swanayatu. Om Shat Ritupyo Vishnu Swanayatu. Om Sakhe Saptapada Bhava. Sa Mam Anuvrata Bhava. Vishnu Swanayatu. So the bridegroom asks bride to keep 7 steps and recites the mantras, praying Sriman Narayana to make her those steps fulfilling his 7 desires. Vishnuhu Tvam Nayatu. May God Vishnu lead you to keep the steps along with me. So they are, for the first step, they are asking for getting proper food, Annalapa, and getting Aishwarya. For second step, they are praying for getting physical and mental strength to both of them. All these are. For third step, they are praying for getting strength to practice Panchamaha Yajnas and Nityanaimittika Karmas. Fourth step, they are keeping and praying gods to enjoy Saukya and Dampatya Sukha, Anyonya Anuragamaya Dampatya Sukha and wealth. For fifth step, they are praying for getting Pasu Sampada, that is money, luxurious life, we can say, and servants, etc. For sixth step, they are praying for Dharma Rakshana, to serve Rutviks in all 6 seasons throughout the year, throughout their lives, and get happiness in all seasons throughout. Then for 7th step, finally, they are praying for safeguarding Gruhasthasrama dharmas and spiritual thinking. She should put 7 steps, and bride also keeping each step tells she wants. She says, Thanam Dhanyam cha Mishtannam Vyanjanadyam cha Yad Gruhe Madathinam cha Kartavyam Vadhuradye Pade Vade Kutumbam Rakshayishyami Manju Bhashini Dukhe Dhira Sukhe Hrusta Dvitiye Sa Abravid Vachaha Pati Bhakti Rata Nityam Kridishyami Tvaya Saha Twadanyam Na Naram Mamsye Trutiyena Abravididam Lalayami cha Keshantam Ganthamalyanulepanaihi Kanchanaihi Bhushanaihi Tubhyam turiye sa pade vadet, arte arta bhavishyami sukha dukkha vibhagini, tava ajñam palayishyami, panchame sa pade vadet, yajne home cha danadau, bhavishyami tvaya saha, dharmartha kama karyeshu, vadhuhu षट्पदे वदेत्, अत्रांशे साक्षिणो देवाः मनोभाव प्रबोधिनः वचनं न करिष्यामि सप्तमे सा पदे वदेत्. See how beautifully she is doing all promises and she is asking what all she desires according to dharma. She says that dhana, dhanya, vyanjanas, etc. all should be under her control, because the moment she steps into in-laws house, she starts to take care of the kitchen and all family members of her family. Now that family becomes her family, and she will cook and feed all of them to their satisfaction. She says she will speak very pleasantly, she will take care of the family, she will stand firm in hardships, pleasant at happy situations, she will walk following her husband as Pativrata. She will never think of Parapurusha other than her husband, even in dream. She will wear flowers, ornaments, sandal paste, etc. and amuse her husband. She will share sukha dukkha's with him, her husband, and obeys his commands. She will accompany him in dana karyas, dharma karyas, and all dharmartha kama purushartha related karyas. All the gods and witnesses of these, they are all the gods are witness for my these words, and I will keep my promises. I will not deceive you at any time in my life. That is how the girl promises her husband, the Vara. So Vathu promises to Vara. All these are the votes of Vathu, Vara, both of them, and they tell at each step of Saptapadi. So with such pious bhavanas, when both of them became one and they are leading the life, how can they become separated just by divorces, as here people are doing nowadays due to foreign influence and all. So in our Sanatana Dharma, there is no separation. When once the marriage is done, means throughout the life they have to be as Dampatis only. By due to ill fate, suppose the wife leaves the body, then Shastra says that the boy has to do remarriage, because he has to do all religious rites, dharmika karyas and all. So because they are becoming one with such mutual promises, when all gods are blessing them throughout the life, they both of that is wife and husband, the Dampatis, they will live long throughout the span of life together. And this is the parakasta of the Grihasthasrama Svikara, because the girl is marrying the boy is marrying her with such promises, then that moment itself the girl's gotra will be changed and her husband's gotra comes to her. So by this the Vivaha Bantha becomes very strong. So after this Saptapadi Gamana, the bridegroom blesses the bride who bows down to his feet at that time. Now the next, then Dhruva Nakshatra is shown to the bridegroom by the priest. Then there are so many mantras and slokas. In fact, they are all very essential for, especially for youth, girls and boys to know. So that Dhruva Nakshatra is the indication that we also, their relationship also should be as strong as that of Dhruva Nakshatra. So that the Vara shows that Dhruva Nakshatra to Vathu when priest shows it to him. Om mama vrate te hridayan dathami, mama chittam anuchittam te astu, mama vacham ekam anajushasva, prajapatistvani prajapatihi tvam niyunaktu makyam. So keep your heart in my heart, keep your mind in my mind, make your mind my mind and do my words. So God's preceptor Brihaspati may instigate to please me by your thought, words and deeds. So saying, while uttering this mantra, he touches the heart of his wife. So the mantra Shakti goes inside her heart. So both the hearts and their minds should become one by such mantras. Then again he should recite this very holy mantra. Om Sumangali Riyam Vadhu Rimam Sameta Pashyata Saubhagyamasmai Datva Yathatvam Viparetana. So this Vathu is very auspicious. Mangala Swarupini, I may obtain all auspiciousness along with her. Then he keeps her on his left thigh with love and care, happily seated on her husband's lap, that is left thigh. She recites 7 mantras. 7 mantra slokas and takes oath. Tirtha Vratodhyapana Yajnadanam Maya Sahatvam Yadi Kim Na Kuryaka Vamangamayami Tada Tvadiyam Jagada Vakyam Prathamam Kumari Havya Pradanair Amaran Pitruncha Kavya Pradanair Yadi Puja Yethaka Vamangamayami Tada Tvadiyam Jagada Kanya Vachanam Dvitiyam Kutumba Raksha Bharane Yaditvam Kuryaka Pashunam Paripalanam Cha Vamangamayami Tada Tvadiyam Jagada Kanya Vachanam Trutiyam, etc. 7 slokas are there which she recites while doing all righteous deeds like Tirtha, Vratojapana, or Vratas, Danas, Ujapanas, Yajna, Dana, Karmas. I will come to your left side and participate along with you. These are all the promises the girl is doing to that boy, Vathu, wife is doing to husband, while offering havyas to gods or kavyas to Pitru Devatas in Agnihotra. I will be at your left side. I will be on your side and give full support to you in doing the works of maintaining the family, taking care of animals and all. Thus, several oaths and promises are mentioned here in all the slokas that she will support him. Thus, when one promises, how can they trespass that? They should never. So the Vara is very, very much pleased by such good words of her, and he says to her, Madhiya chittanugatam cha chittam sada madagnya paripalanam cha pativrata dharma parayanatvam kuryat sada sarvam imam prayatnam. You always be interested in pativratya dharma. Be your mind fixed on me. Obey my feelings. Have interest in doing the actions befitting to my oaths. With these words, he keeps sindura at the papita, the parting part of the hair, at the starting place of this, which at the forehead. So that sindura should remain forever there throughout her life. Every day she must put that morning and evening after taking bath. So that is then onwards that sindura becomes the part of her body, and also it is the indication that she got married. And people start respecting seeing sindura. As a part of marriage, Vara shows Arundhati Nakshatra to Vathu. The couple think of Arundhati, Vasishtha and bow down to them. In our tradition, every newly wedded couple would be asked to see Arundhati Mata, Arundhati star, and salute, because though in our Sanatana Dharma, innumerable Pativratas are there, but even among Saptarshi Mandala, except Arundhati Mata, no other Matas are seen there near the stars of their husbands. Though always, whenever we invite them, the couple, Maharshi Dampatis will come even then. But Arundhati Mata cannot bear separation of her husband even for a single second. So, though he has become a star and went to Antariksha and is shining there in the sky, she also followed, took the form of a star and stood near her husband and is shining. So, we must bow down to that couple as Rishipatnis. There are Lakshmi Narayana, Shiva Parvati, we say first Parvati Parameswarapyam, then Lakshmi Narayanapyam, then Vani Hiranyagarpapyam. We have to salute. Then Arundhati Vasishtapyam for Rishi Dampatis, Sita Ramapyam for Manava Dampatis and all. We have to bow down every day at the prayer. So this Vadhu also must accompany her husband throughout her life. That is the meaning behind that, showing this Arundhati Nakshatra. So this message is to be carried on. So thus our Vaidika marriage sacrament is endowed with several deeper inner meanings and secrets. With such samskaras and mantras, they purify us, especially the girls. In marriage, they purify with such powerful mantras, both Vara and Vadhu, but mostly Vadhu, because it is she who has to keep up that dynasty by getting worthy children and taking care of family members mainly. Because it is natural for girls to have very love and affection towards attachment towards mother, father, brothers, sisters, and all. So the same affection and love should be there towards the in-laws, family members also. Otherwise, their lives will be ruined and the family gets spoiled. So it is very essential. So by such mantras also, the purity comes into the mind also of the girl. So many items of social security and well-being of mankind are hidden in all the samskaras given to us by our Maharshis. There are so many scientific, spiritual, social and health-related inner meanings among several events of marriage. Before marriage only, the youth should know what is the meaning of actually marriage and what is the purpose of marriage, what sort of bond is there between both of them, what promises they are doing, how they should lead their lives and all. Then they will live such a beautiful, happy married life. Then they can bring happiness to themselves, to the family, to society, and to the nation. The most important event among Vivaha is to keep the paste of Jeera Jagari, paste on the heads of bride and bridegroom mutually. Exactly on that Subha Muhurta time only, the priest makes both of them to keep that paste on the heads at Brahmarandhra place mutually. At that time, at least for 5 minutes, both the girl, this bride and bridegroom, they should see into the eyes of each other. They should never see either relatives, friends, or photographs and all. Continuously, they must see into their eyes only, so that attraction, the magnetic power flows from her eyes into his eyes and from his eyes into her eyes, because this Jeera Jagari paste got such magnetic power in it. And also another significance is there, that keeping this paste on Sahasrara Chakra, that Sahasrara Chakra gets opened, and by the touch, the sparsha of the hand of both of them, they get mutual attraction and affection also. And that sort of affection enters into their bodies through Sahasrara Chakra. And also this Jeera Jagari paste got magnetic power, I said. And also when Jeera is made into powder and then mixing with Jagari, once again we mix it, then we can never separate them, this Jeera and Jagari. Similarly, the wife and husband, when they became one with the marriage relation, they can never be separated. That is another significance. Now, so this is the most scientific secret behind the marriage ceremony, keeping this Jeera Jagari paste. So by keeping this Jeera Jagari paste, we consider that the marriage is done. Yet they make Vara to tie that Mangala Sutra on the neck of Vadhu, which is also having great significance, because that is Mangala Sutra Dharana, we say Mangala Sutra, auspicious thread, wherein Navadurgas will be there, because that will, Navatantus will be there in that Mangal Sutra thread. So 9 Navadurgas, Mangala Gauri Devata Swarupas reside there along with Mangala Gauri Devi. So that itself is very auspicious. And then the gold symbols also, that Mangala Sutras, as we say, they are very sanctified. And the Vara ties this Mangala Sutra on the neck of Vadhu and puts 3 knots. These 3 knots are considered as Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, and Mahasaraswati Devi. Though Mangalasutra got the 9 lines of threads, Navatantu, we say deities reside in those 9 threads and protect the Vara and Vathu as long as it stays on her neck. So later, both the Vara and Vathu, that is why when once the marriage is over, celebrated, the Mangala Sutra, the girl should never take it and put it there. Some people, they take it and hang it to the peg and somewhere. Never the girls should take them. Later, both Vara and Vathu pour talambralu over their heads. Even good scientific reason also there, spiritual reason is there, and also it is a sort of entertainment also. Even though that is considered to be an entertainment, the Achatmikata is there, and the desire for happy married life is also there. By talambralu means they are the white rice, and then we mix a little cow ghee, then pasupu kunkuma, as we said, the turmeric and kunkuma, which are mangalya dravyas. When and these rice are, by rice, pouring the rice over the heads, moon will be pleased and will be giving peace of mind to them. These mangalya dravyas, Mangala Gauri Devi. So these are the significance behind that. Then for the first time, when the priest makes a little wet with the milk and then pours the talambralu and asks them to pour over both of them together, then for 3 times they have to pour with the mantras. Then later on they can pour as they like for entertainment. For the first time, Prajame Kamaha Samruchyatam, I wish good children for us. For second time, when they are pouring, they wish Pashavo me Kamaha Samruchyatam, our cattle and prosperity should grow. Third time, when they pour, Yajno me Kamaha Samruchyatam, the yajnas I perform should increase, and you should cooperate with me in doing yajnas. So later on, they pour talambralu happily and enjoy with mutual, that is happiness. So in our Sampradaya, marriage is called as Pani Grahanam. To hold the hand of the Vathu for the first time is considered as marriage. That is why in we never allow our girls to touch the hands and shake hands to Anya Purushas other than her husband. Our father, brothers, and elders, that is those who are family members, with them they can, but other than father, brothers, and after marriage, husband, the girl should never touch the hand of Parapurusha. But nowadays, if we say, the girls will become very angry. That is why in our tradition, women never touch Parapurusha's hands. So even if anyone comes to the house also, normally we used to keep even glass of water or milk, buttermilk on the ground only, and they themselves take. We never hand it over to them. Just give it to the hands. So, and there are so many other mantras. Vara takes the hand of Vadhu and takes her to the Vedic altar, and there they do a Prathana Homa. Then that is called, that holding the hand is called as Pani Grahanam. Actually, Janaka Maharaja, at the time of offering Sita Mata's hand to Rama, said, Iyam Sita Mamasuta Chaye Vanugata Tava Pritecha Chainam Bhadram Te Panim Gruhnishwa Panina. Their Panigrahana means marriage celebration is completed. So by this we know Panigrahana itself is marriage, yet so many processes are there. Then at that time, the priests of both Vara and Vathu recite the Pravara and their Gotras. At the time of Kanyadana, bride's father washes the feet of Vara, considering him to be Lakshmi Narayana Swarupa Vara, and worships with mantras as Sri Lakshmi Narayana Swarupa Varaya Idamasanam, Idamarkyam, Idam Pajam, etc. Namo Swanantaya Sahasramurtaye Sahasrapadadi Shiroru Bhakave Sahasranamne Purushaya Saswate Sahasra Koti Yugatharine Namaha. So while offering Ahutis in Yajna, we say Agnaye Idam Namama, Indraya Idam Namama, etc. But while doing this Kanya, while doing all other danas, we say the same. But the father, while doing Kanya Dana, never says Namama. Tupyamaham Sampradade. There he stops. I'm offering this, my daughter's hand, to you for dharmika karyas and getting children and all. But after marriage also, the girl belongs to father, mother, as their daughter only. So Kanyam Kanaka Sampannam Kanaka Parane Yutam and mantra slokas are there. Now I am not telling, of course, but in fact, all these are, and the meanings, if all of you know, that would do very good to you. By doing Kanyadana, Kanyadata becomes that liberated, he gets moksha. They want to do Kanyadana with the desire of acquiring Brahmaloka. Brahmaloka Jigishaya, he says, I am offering this Kanyadana with the desire of getting Brahmaloka. Dasa Purvesham, Dasa Aparesham, etc. So after the marriage is over, the priest ties the Uttariya to Vara and the pallu of the sari of Vadhu with the knot. That knot is called as Brahmamudi, the knot of Brahmadeva. So Tata Vadhuvara Chelam Chalayo, like that, so many mantras are there. That Brahmamudi says that the significance is that knot is made by God Brahma, the creator, at the time of giving birth to these people. Though the girl is at somewhere, boy is at somewhere, that knot is already tied by God. So now they have become one. That is the significance. So many other mantras, Shubhakamanas, Yo Vaitam Brahmano Veda, Amrutena Avrutam Purim, Tasmai Brahmacha Brahmacha Ayu Kirtim Prejam Daduku, Brahma Granthi Muhurta Sumuhurtostu, like that. So saying, the priest puts this knot. Now another important event is Rajala Homa. Lajala Homa and Sanikalu stone also. Atistena Mashmana Mashmeva Tvam Stira Pava. Apitista Prutanyataha. Sahasva Prutanayata, says Vara with Vathu. While they are keeping while she kept her foot on that Sanikalu stone. Vara make a decision that they also will be as strong as that of this stone and stay firm whatever incidents occur in their lives. So they have to keep up their promise. In Lajala Homa, bride's brother also takes part, and then Vara gives honors him with Chandana and all, and gives him cloths and all, so Tambula, etc. Then she goes round that fire, and she offers these Lajalu to Agnihotra. And while going round that Vedic altar and offering Lajalu, the Pelalu, as we say, into the fire, this wife and husband perform Homa, pray Aryama Surya Bhagavan through Agnideva. Then both Vadhuvara take hands full of water and offer Arkhya to Sapta Rishis along with their wives, and specially to Arundhati and Vasishta with mantras. Kashyap Vishwamitrotha Gautamaha Vasishto Jamadagnischa Saptaite Rishayas Tatha Patni Sahita Sapta Rishibhyo Namaka Idamarkyam Samarpayami Arundhati Mahadevi Vasishta Priyapamini Dampatyo Rakshanarthaya Idamarkyam Dadamyakam Arundhati Devye Namo Namaha Idamarkyam Samarpayami, like that. Then Stalipaka is another important event in marriage. In Stalipaka, the Vadhu cooks the rice for the first time after her marriage, and both wife and husband together perform Homa and offer that cooked rice with cow ghee to the gods. This makes it clear that the Vadhu, as soon as she got married, started to cooperate her husband in doing Daiva Karyas and Yajnas. And for the first time, they did Yajna only, Dharmika Karya. So gods bless them. Another important event is Nagavalli, then keeping this Mattalu, etc., black beads and all, of course, all of you know, so I need not tell. But the great significance is there, keeping this Mattalu as silver rings to the second finger of both the feet. That stimulates the nervous system of the girl, and her nervous system will be intact, so that in future she can get pregnancy and deliver normally. And also these black beads will be put to her. Even black beads remove the drishti dosha, naradrishti dosha, we say. And also they remove the sarpa dosha also, if at all it is there. So, and Shani doshas also will be removed, because black color is of Shanideva. So then they, in the marriage, of course, Parvati, Parameswara, Sallapa, Prathan, Anguli, etc. So many other items are there, and you know all the procedure of marriage, so I'm not telling. This is all Vivaha Mahotsava. You have seen several Vivahas. So then Snatakotsava, of course, this Vara does. Then Gauri Puja, the girl does in the beginning. These two are very important for boy and girl. Aham Kasim Gamishyami, etc. He says like that and all. So Vathu will be given, that is, this bride will be given Gauri mantra by the priest without bijaksharas. Then she does this Mangala Gauri Devi puja. She must do for a long time with concentration, because the japa of mantra, Gauri Mangala Devata mantra japa gives long life to her husband. So at that time, if friends and relatives come and disturb them, she should not get disturbed. She must concentrate. Actually, there is a mantra, Astavarsha Bhavet Kanya Putravat Palita Maya Idanim Tavadasyami Dattam. That is at the time of handing over this girl, after marriage ceremony over, they hand it over to the hands of husband, mother-in-law, father-in-law, and all family members. So at that time, Vadhu's father says this mantra, and then they also accept. They promise that we will take care of this girl and see her as our own family member, our own daughter. So they must keep up all the promises. So thus Vivaha is a kratu, a yajna, very pious activity. So with so many Veda mantras, we are doing this. We say, Kanya Varayate Rupam, Mata Vittam, Pita Shrutam, Veda Vijnana, Bantava Kulam Ichantim, Rishtana Mitare Jana, etc. So thus this marriage. So so many, how this marriage is to be celebrated and all of you know. So those points I'm not telling. There is no need, of course, at all. But Bhartrihari, he said a very beautiful poem in Uttara Ramacharitra, speaking about the sanctity and greatness of the Dampatya Advaita Bandha. Advaitam Sukha Dukhayoranugatam Sarvasvavastasu Yedvishramo Hridayasya Yatra Jarasa Yasmin Naharyo Rasaha Kalena Varanatyayat Parinate Yat Snehasare Stitam Bhadram Tasya Sumanushasya Kathamapyekam Kitat Prartyate. Only fortunate people can get such a noble wife and husband who got understanding. We must pray to get good life partners who got understanding and cooperation, not selfish people. Now, 16th samskara is Antyeshti samskara, the last rites, and the last samskara out of Shodasa samskaras. Antya means at the end, last, and Ishti means yaga or kratu. Antyeshti samskara is the last rites performed by the elder son along with his brothers, along with his wife, his younger brothers and their wives and all. So to his mother or father, and when they leave their bodies and go away. So this is the last rites done to Jeeva on this earth. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu, dhruvam janma mritasya cha. So those who born has to die, and those who die have to take birth. So till they attain moksha, every person or every living being has to take birth according to their karma phala. And for whom this Antyeshti samskara would be done according to Shastra, their dynasty grows well and good occurs to all of them and to their santana. And this Jiva also, without any difficulty, goes where he has to go according to the results of his deeds, either to Uttama Lokas or divine Lokas and all. So, but suppose if this is not done properly, there may be a hindrance. They may not be able to go to the higher regions, even though they might have performed very and acquired punya also. Example is 60,000 sons of Sagara Chakravarti could not go to Uttama Lokas as they were burnt to ashes by the anger of Kapila Maharshi. Later, when Bhagiratha brought heavenly Ganges to earth and Ganga Mata flew over them, the ashes, then they could go to heaven. And also Valakilyas, we say sages, because Agastya Maharshi did not marry till that time, they could not go to higher residence. So they asked Agastya Maharshi to get married, and after marriage, they could go to heavenly abodes and all. So all the marriage is important, and Antyeshti Samskara is also equally important. It is the duty of the son to perform the rites. Aurtvadaihika karmas, we say, that should be done at that time when mother, father, they leave their body. And every year on the same tithi, they must do Srartha karma and do Pinda Pradana in Gaya at least once in the lifetime. And also at Brahma Kapala also they must keep the Pinda Pradana. They should give at Alakananda Nadi, Badarinatha, Kshetra. Their Brahma Kapala is there. More important than all these doing these deeds and all, the most important is to the son, to the putra. He must follow the words of mother and father when they are alive, and he must see that they lead their life happily. Till the marriage, they may live very happily, but after marriage also they should be able to live with the feeling that they are residing in their he is called as Putra. Putnama Narka Traita iti Putraha. They say, whether we do not know whether Put that is Narka is there or not, but the children, we must believe that they what all are said in Shastras are correct. So we must follow them. The most important three duties of the children are mainly sons are Jivato Vakya Karanat, Pratyabdihi Bhuri Bhojanat, Gayayam Pindadanena, Tripihi Putrasya Putrata. The seed sprouts, becomes a plant, it grows, it becomes a very big tree, gives fruits, flowers, and all. Later, slowly it gets decreased, and then it will wither and go away. The tree may fall down at one time. That is the same in case of all living beings, all human beings, all Shadbhava Vikaras, we got Asti, Jayate, Vartate, Viparinamate, Apakshiyate, Vinashyati. So, Deha actually, Dahyata iti Deha, we say Shiryata iti Shariram. Deha is also not only because it is being burnt, it is because it is growing. Also, it is Deha, the body grows. Later, it gets burnt. So, it is very inevitable for all this. So it is the duty, kartavya of the son to do this aurtva daihika karmas to parents. Now, of course, Satyanishta and Dharmanishta is always very important for people to follow, and nobody should get frightened by Mrityu. In fact, Rabindranath Tagore said, when death comes and knocks at my door, I guess with the vessel full of my life. That is how every individual should be very ready, doing all the duties till that time, every minute ready. Whenever the call comes, we must go. But children also should do their duties by doing this Aurtvadaihika karmas. In fact, it is only the body that is burnt, the body that is decaying and going, but not the soul, the jiva. Atma will be there. Adyo nitya shashvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire, the Shastra says. So, it is immortal, in fact. Till jiva gets moksha, it takes birth again and again. So, as long as the jiva is taking birth again, it has to get the food. So, the Pinda Pradhanas, the children do, they turn into the form of food in whatever form, wherever the Pitru Devatas are there. So every year till they live, till we live, we must do Srartha Karmas to our mother-in-law and father-in-law, to mother and father. This is the most important duty of sons and daughter-in-laws. So as per Dharma Shastras, the Samskara should be done, and it is given in all Dharma Shastras, and Mahagaruda Purana specially speaks about how Aparakarma should be done, and how so many, this Samvatsarikas, Pinda Pradhanas, several very lengthy information is given there. If interested, all of you can go through and know. And also the gatis of jivas also are described, and so many, and how this Antima Yatra starts and all these are giving. Death is not any inauspicious. Death is very auspicious, because it gives chance to the jiva to leave the body. When the cloth is torn, we leave that cloth without any hesitation and wear new cloth. Similarly, again, the jiva gets a very good instrument. After all, Upadhi is an instrument to all of us. So, all this, of course, Asaucha and all, they are also given in Shastras. As per that, they must do 11 days. It stays 3 days for somebody, 10 days for the Sagotras, 11 days for the children, like that. And all these we have to do, follow. And then Udaka Shanti, the children must do. And later on, they must always, throughout their lives, remember the great qualities and good noble traits that exist in their mother and father, and they try to do all dharmika karyakramas on the name of fathers. That is mother and father. That is their duty. Now, swasti swasti prajabhya paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahisah go brahmanebhya sukhamastu nityam loka samastah sukhino bhavantu. Swasti.
ధన్యవాదములండి. Actually, now I want to pause it. So let's have Janaganamana. Now, please don't go, anybody. Janaganamana Adhinayaka Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Vanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchala Jaladitaranga Tava Subha Name Jage Tava Subha
Shishya Mangi
Gai
Gai
Tava
Jaya
Jaya Janagana
Mangaladayaka Jaya Bharat Bhagya Vidata Jaya
Jaya
Jaya Jaya Jaya Jaya.
Okay, students, thank you.